from Rasnades. I'm from Bromdus like Triller Jermaine. You might know my face on the music game, but right now jumped in a podcast game. Keeping it real, that's the aim. With no rumours, no hearsay, just real life guests. Vibes in a way, and all of the hot topics in the U. This is the reasoning. Come have a reason. This is the reasoning. Let's have a reason. This is the reasoning. Come have a reason. This is the reasoning. Let's have a... Greetings, people. Then right now you're locked into the Reasoning Podcast. I am your host, Rasnado. See, today, people, we've got a very, very special guest in here today, you know. It's like a pioneer of Birmingham grime. Grime in itself, you know, around the UK. Brought through a number of people, so many people, it's unbelievable. Is the war dub master, dubs in general. Just all around, man, just a big figure in Birmingham, full stop. You know what I'm trying to say to you? So my guest today is none other than Mikee, DJ Big Mikey.
Yes, no, you know.
My brother, man. Don't know, man. Today, people, yeah. So we're gonna start the show off a bit different still, you get me? It's a bit of a sad time for us still, you get me? For all those who know, BOMMA B, MC BOMMA B, Josiah Bogle passed away. Yeah, man, we're just devastated, man. I'm devastated, man.
Rest in peace, BOMMA.
Rest in peace, man. It's, you know, like, it's untimely death, you get me? Like, he had his whole life ahead of him. You get me? Just a great guy, you get me? He's a great character, full of energy, you get me? Just light up the whole room with his smile, you get me? Right now, our thoughts and that go out to his family, his kids, his friends, everybody, you get me? Condolences, you get me? I'm going to try our best to help you, and our thoughts are with you. You get me? So before we start this one, I just want to have a little minute silence for BOMMA, you get me? All right, then. Alright then. Yes, we're just gonna continue with the show now, you get me? Just have to get out of the way, you get me, Mike's car, you know what I'm saying?
Trust me, it's a sad time for all of us.
Why it's our ego, man. So there's so many. We're gonna do a little show on that anyway, but you get me, man. BOMMA, man. I mean, I know say Mikee is one of your favourites as well. You get me,
man.
Mikee?
Man, it's very close to home.
Yeah.
That is.
Mikee used to send for BOMMA, you know, when it's time to war, anything sets. Trust me, Mikee saying, yo, where's BOMMA?
Yeah, BOMMA was one of my favourites.
Yeah, I know, I already know. Personal, like, differently though. Yeah.
Honestly, anybody who knows me knows that, you know, BOMMA was one of my top fives, you know what I mean, all-time favourite. So, like, you know.
When you get him and Pressure together on the back.
It's a mad thing, man. It's a mad thing of.
Wow.
Got it right now, man. Serious.
Bro, sad. I can't even explain how I feel right now. It feels like it's not even real.
Trust me.
But yeah, R.I.P. BOMMA, man. So Mikee, get into your time still, so we're gonna get into it. Mikee on here, I say it all the time, we start off cliche, you get me? Cause I just like to take them from the beginning, you get me?
Yeah.
So we'll just start with the casual, you get me? Where was you born?
Birmingham, Dudley Road. Actually, mum and dad, both from Kingston, Jamaica. Yeah. Nan, granddad, uncles, aunties. So my whole upbringing and heritage is Jamaican.
Okay.
I mean, that's obviously with my mum and dad coming from Jamaica and everybody upwards.
Sorry, Mikee. I see. I beg you, them people. Sorry about that, people. Carry on, Mike. Cool. Sorry. This one here, broski. Sorry about that, Mike. Carry on.
Cool. As I said, with my whole family all coming from Jamaica, because they come over in the Windrush, innit? Yeah. So my upbringing was Jamaican. Okay. That was the upbringing, the food, the music.
Everything.
You know what I mean? Everything was just Jamaican upbringing.
Okay. So what was life growing up like for you? Growing up?
It was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough,
Was it in
obviously.
the 80s then? Did you grow up in the 80s or the 90s? Like your childhood, like you'd say, like from
70s.
70s, from your,
70s,
your early childhood from the 70s.
70s. I was born in 74, innit?
Okay.
Born in
So that's
74.
interesting because the reason why I asked that question is because obviously I know back then, like it was different for black people in England them time. That's what I'm asking you.
Yes,
You get me?
and as we said, everything was different. The value of money, whereas a fiver now is literally a fiver now is nothing in it. What a fiver back then, it was a lot of money. You know, the racism. You know what I mean? Like it happened like that. You know what I mean? It was about, and you know, man went through it and experienced it, and you know, and to be fair, it sort of made me the person that I am now in it. You know, life was, it was tough. It was tough. Obviously, my family, I've come over from Jamaica. You get me? I was born here.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, it was tough, and you know, I've seen how things have sort of changed now. But like when I was growing up, I lived in I lived Small Heath first, hence the reason of why I've always supported Birmingham City.
Yeah.
So when
Makes
I'm like
sense.
taught like nursery and that, got to about like 8, 9, and then we moved to Aston.
Okay.
And then I went to Aston Tower Primary School, and then from there I went to St George's, which was in Newtown.
Newtown, yeah.
But then I moved from Aston, and this was when I was 11, and when I moved to King's Standing.
Okay. Oh, that's different.
So
Yeah.
at the time when I was in King's Standing, now you have to understand there was only like a few black families there, and when I mean a few, I'm talking about like 2 or 3. You get me? So the racism back then was serious. You know what I mean? It was serious, and obviously as a kid growing up, man had to go through it. But you have to understand, man come from Aston, man come from Newtown, man come from these inner city areas. You get me? So man had to deal with that differently. Man had to fight, bruv. You get me? And that's not even a joke. Like my brothers will tell you that, and anyone who knows, like, you know, Poverty P's my brother, KG's my brother.
Yeah.
You get me? We had to go through it, as you know what I mean. We had to go through the whole racism thing as well. Well, I'm not even gonna lie, like we backed it.
Yeah.
We backed it for the racism. The racism then was different.
Yeah.
So even a little thing like me taking a trip to the shop to go and buy bread and milk for my mum, I instantly knew that that's a scrap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the scrap. Because you know what I mean? You had this place called the King Charles Pub, and then you had like what they call the Charlie Mob there.
Yeah. Is that the one on the corner? When you go up the hill?
Yes.
Where the 33 and that used to go?
Yes, but it's not there no more.
It's not there no more.
It's houses there, but there used to be a massive
I know exactly
pub
what you're talking about.
called King Charles, and obviously you had bare youths outside there, and it's like, you know what I mean? You're coming up there now, obviously, as a black person in racism times, you know what I mean? And I tried to explain to my mum, like, yo, I don't really want to go shop right now because
Mum's not listening to that when she wants to sell groceries and that she wants to sell groceries. That's how it goes.
You need milk, you have to fight.
Yeah, it's true.
You get me? So, you know what I mean? It was that, innit? A man would come back with a fat lip, it's nothing. Man can come back with a black eye, it's nothing. You get me? It just becomes standard procedure every day of like, okay, if I'm going out, I'm going to have a scrap. Even like go to school, because I had to catch 2 buses to go to school. I had to catch a 33 to Perrybar and then a 46. Like, bear in mind, like, I'm like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You get me? And I'm growing up round there. You get me? And it's pure scrapping. But when you get to a certain age now, like, man, no, you can scrap, innit?
So they don't want it no more.
They don't want it no more. You get me?
That's how it goes, man.
But I think it was at that time when my mum decided, like, nah, kids are getting into too much trouble. Like, we need to move back, and we moved back to Aston.
All right then. So, when did you first take a liking to music?
I've always liked music.
Yeah.
I've always liked music.
What was the first thing that caught you? What was your first memory though of music? Like even if you're like 4, like your first.
Like basically listening to what my parents was playing, like John Holt, Lewis Hammond.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? The dance hall things, listening to Radigan, listening to Tony Matterhorn, and you know what I mean, sounds like Kilimanjaro, Silverhawk, Stone Love. You get me, all them foundation sounds. Like I'm listening to what my parents are listening to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't my choice of music then.
But still.
You get me? But I was listening to it and it was, you know what I mean? Like.
But see, for me, because I was the same, I grew up with my nan, in my nan's household, you get me? Obviously my mum was there, but I grew up with my nan. So I grew up listening to them same tunes you're talking, John Holt and all them big man their tunes. And what I give thanks for now is that how good my musical ear is. Like I don't just look at one genre. I can hear some even genres. So I'm a grime man, but I can listen to a pop tune, whatever tune, and I can hear something like it because my musical ear is broad.
And I think as musicians, that's what we do. Like we do dissect music when we're listening to it, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if I listen into a song, it have to be a song that I like or that it's my genre. You know what I mean?
Right.
I listen to everything and I dissect it.
Yeah.
When I go on holiday and I'm listening to like your chart tunes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm like, right, I like the beat on that,
I
like that little synth thing there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, the music is open. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's open, man. I remember you listen and you just dissect it.
Yeah. All right then. So, what inspired you? What kind of music inspired you? So when you got to a certain age now, where all right, cool, you're not listening to your parents' music no more, and you're going on your own now.
You're listening to old school. It's like old school hip hop.
Yes.
I used to listen to like Shaq. You know, the basketballer, Shaq.
Yeah, he was big back in the day. No, people don't know. He's got tunes with everybody, you know. Biggie Smalls, everyone.
I used to listen to a band called Fushnikins. I don't know if people have heard of them.
I've not heard of them.
They obviously through listening to Shaq.
Yeah.
He did a feature with the Fushnikins, and that's when I'm listening to Fushnikins. There was a rapper there who was spitting really fast. I mean, on double time, and I liked him.
Yeah.
You get me? Because as you know, I'm a fan of the skippy flow.
Yeah.
You get me? And I started to listen to Fushnikins, and then I'm listening to stuff like Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang, Ghostface Killer, that tune with Capadonna on it, Winter Wars. That was one of my favourites.
Yeah, seriously.
You know, all the old school hip hop. That's what I was listening to. But at the same time, I was still listening to tunes that my mum and that was playing. So if I'm in my bedroom, because when I was young, I had a little record player.
Yeah.
And in the record player, it's got the radio on it, and you put the record at the top.
Yeah,
you know
I know what you're talking about. I had one as well.
And one of my first actual records that I got for myself, it was called African Bombata. I don't know if you've heard of it. African Bombata.
They say like he's one of the fans of hip hop kind of thing.
Yeah, and KRS-One.
Yeah,
you get me? They're like my first records that I bought as a youth.
Yeah.
I'm still at school,
What
so
was
I'm
it?
like 13.
Listen to my 9mm,
yeah.
bang,
KRS,
man. I know all that stuff.
You know what I mean? Even Will Smith.
Yeah.
Will Smith.
Early Will Smith.
Will Smith. You know what I mean? Used to listen to stuff like that. So even though I'm listening to that, I'm still listening. So if I'm in my room playing my record and I can hear my mum turning on the set, or you know what I mean, the adults, I'm turning mine off and opening my door and listening to what I'll go on and get there.
No, I get you, man. I get you. So, when did your first year start DJing?
You know what? I always started DJing late. So I was like in my early 20s.
So what made you get into that?
I didn't want to be a DJ. I didn't have it was DJ roots, and this is what. Obviously, every interview that I've had, it will always be the same because that's what happened.
Of course.
You get me? So my younger brother, Poverty P, who's a rapper, him and DJ Roots used to do sets in the bedroom.
Okay.
First, I never really paid any notice to it. But obviously I'm listening and I'm thinking like, rah, my brother can spit.
Yeah.
And obviously Roots has got tunes, but it's drum and bass now. It's drum and bass this time.
Okay, that's the genre.
Jungle.
Oh, jungle.
Yeah.
Back then it was called jungle though. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously I do my thing. When I come home, boom, the decks, Roots had left his decks. So let me just see what I got on and just jump on there and you work it out. Obviously when they're there, I'm just watching him in it and seeing what he's doing. And he left the decks there for 3 months. Every day he used to come in and like, yeah, maybe jump on the decks. And every time I'm spending longer and longer. Now I'm enjoying it. Like, raw, that man can do this. I've come in one day and the decks are gone. Roots has took his decks.
Yeah.
You get me? So the man had to jump. I don't know if you remember this. It's a newspaper called The Bargain Pages.
Of course, the brown one?
Yeah.
With the red square and that, with the writing?
Yeah. So,
Bargain
found a
Pages.
pair of decks, Newmark. Found a pair of decks in there, £150. I went to Answorth and the geezer sold me the decks, headphones, and he dashed in a couple of drum and bass records. And then just from there, I've got my own decks now.
So you can just
you get me?
practice,
So
innit?
I'm just spending time on them and I'm spending more time on the decks and less time like out doing what I was doing. You get me? Because to me, it was just enjoyment. And you know, for the times when you're just around the decks, it doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You're just in a different sort of zone where nothing even matters. You're not even answering your phone.
That's what I was like with
You know what I
MCing.
mean?
That's what I was like with MCing, man. For real.
Yeah, it's like how you, man, are in the studio when you write in your bars and that,
same
like,
thing, man.
nothing, you're in a zone of where nothing's bothering you. You'll deal with everything after, you get me? But right now, while I'm mixing, I'm just enjoying it, you get me? So obviously, I'm mixing for a while. So obviously, I've got onto Silk from there, you get me? But I've done the circuit, like what everyone else, where you start off playing at pubs and little parties for £50, and then you move up playing at events, and then you start playing at festivals, and you know what I mean. I've gone through the circuit, through the motion, or the 10,000 hours.
As C says, SC. Yeah.
Yes, we got C4 in the background.
So that's when you first started. So basically, when you first started DJing was then, and the genre that you started on was jungle.
Drum and bass, yeah.
Drum and bass. So that's like you was DJing. Okay then. So jungle fades out now.
It didn't fade out.
Not fade out because obviously it's still big now. Drum and bass is worldwide.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. It never fade out, but it just alright, cool. Say garage came in then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that became the more dominant sound then for the obviously drum and bass and that and jungle still had its rave as well, which was always gonna have. But obviously probably on a more commercial front then garage came forward and
but I don't want it to think that I've jumped to garage because that was the music that was doing it. If you remember, drum and bass, I was doing my show in the mornings with C, Gummy and Jaspino.
Also, alright, cool then. So I've totally missed something here. So you've started DJing on Silk FM now?
Yes.
Alright, cool. Let me take it back then.
Okay.
So how do you, because I know C and Jaspino's brother. So how do you now end up on Silk FM from DJing on the decks practicing? How do you end up on Silk FM?
Because I know C and Jaspino. I've
grew up with them.
Yeah.
Clear and Jasper. Let's go to the house when I was little as well.
I grew up with them.
I know what you're talking about. I know exactly where they lived in that grove. They with the orange brick houses.
So we've always been, you get me?
I see, it's mad.
We've always been friends.
Yeah, and at your age as well, for real. Yeah.
So when C was telling me he's going to put on a radio station, I was like, whatever. You get me? But that was C. He was always an idea. You know, an ideas person. So when so you have to understand, he was one of my good friends. So I've seen him daily. You get me? Grew up with him. You know what I mean? So when he's phoned and he said, yo, turn your radio on this dial. And I'm here, I'm like, right, is that you? He's like, yeah. So he bought me and he showed me the whole setup.
Okay.
You know, I've gone to the top of the flats and there was a Walkman there with a transistor and you get me? So he's showing me the setup. You get me? Obviously, once he's gone from that and he's found like a place and then he's put Silk together and he's brought on your people like your Nitrates and your Andy Chambers and DJ Everton, Caprice, You know what I mean? All the foundations of Silk City. At that time, I couldn't get on as a garage DJ. You get me? The opening was the drum and bass.
Okay.
Because I played drum and bass, I wasn't good enough to mix it with them, man, at the time.
Okay, see, this is what I say, see, yeah,
I had
Max, man.
garage tunes. Obviously, my collection started with drum and bass, but as I started to hear garage, I'm buying the tunes that I like. I'm not buying every tune.
Yeah.
I'm buying the ones that I like until personally. My collection's massive. We have to understand, every week I'm going to the shop, I'm going to Tempest, I'm going to Depot, hard to find, all them, or when man's are phoning and saying I've got music in, you get me? And I'm spending $1 a week on records. You know what I mean?
That was big back then, you know, Mikey.
Yeah.
Like people need to understand a bills. It's not like now how you just spend a bills like £10, bro.
Nah,
like
man,
a bills back then would take you
can get like,
far.
yeah.
Do you know what you can do with a bills back them days? It's serious, man.
So let me break it down how much a bills.
It's a lot of money,
let me break it down to the people who don't know how much a bills was worth back then. You could go to town back then with a bills and get a pair of Nike Jammer Highs. I think they're called Dunks now, but they're called Jammer Highs back then. You could get a pair of Levi jeans. You could get a T-shirt, and you can come back with change.
Yep, I used to do it. I'm raw old enough to have done that for them things. Yeah.
But there's anyone that's under 30 ain't gonna know about that.
Yeah, know about that. I remember my mum giving me £100, like you're saying, I'll go town and get some bad boy Nikes for like 30, 40 quid.
40 pounds.
I'll get my jeans for like 20 quid, the Wranglers.
Yeah,
£22 in the Oasis Market, yeah. And I'll get a bad boy t-shirt, like an Armani thing or a Timberland. Them times they have a Timberland was wearing. Yeah. I will get a Timberland t-shirt. Seriously?
Well, even back then, to pay 30 quid for a pair of trainers was exactly the same as paying £110 now.
Yeah.
You get me?
The trainers for £30, there weren't no Edat trainers. They were wicked.
Yeah.
Man, I'm running you down from asking you where you got them from. Yeah.
So just so people understand, a box of cigarettes now is about what, £12?
Yeah.
It was like £2.75.
£2.75. I remember, because when we was younger, we first started smoking, it was Sovereign. Yeah, the cheap ones, yeah. £1, I was young, 50, selling people in the shop was £1.50, £1.70. I remember it went to £1.70, a man was pissed. Like £1.70. You can't even buy 10 boxes no more, it's 20s.
Nah, 20s.
Imagine that. It's deep still.
20s.
They've changed up things on us, man. So carry on, Mike. So
the drum and bass show with C, Gummy, Jaspino, that was my way into Silk.
Okay, so Gummy, the MC, he was first on your set.
C and Gummy. So the set already before I was there was Jaspino, C and Gummy. I used to listen to them. We have to understand I wasn't good enough then. Yeah. But I had the tunes. Yeah. So obviously C's monitoring because he can see what's going on. And you know, in his head he's probably saying like, yeah, you know what? He's a future for radio because he was always round, he was always coming round. Yeah, let me show you what tunes I got. You get me? And then he was like, yeah, you know what? You can come on. So when I've come on, obviously I've got Jaspino next to me, so it's not like he's threw me on my own. I've got Jaspino there as like a mentor, you know what I mean, to when to bring the tunes in, when to take them out. Because a good DJ still. Yeah, you get me? And he taught me about the certain bars to bring the tune in, the drop, things like that. Because when I'm on my own, I had no teach, I'm just doing what I thought was right. But then when C's coming round and people are coming round.
There's a science to the DJ, innit? Basically, but you have to, there's a science to it still.
Yeah, they're telling me like, oh, you know what, that's the bar there, you get me? And then you understand like, yeah, that's the bar where you can bring it in, or it don't sound right, it's off bar and blah, blah, you get me? So I had Jaspino there as a mentor, you get me? Obviously, we did loads of shows together, you get me? We used to team up with like Bruce Lee and Brasco, and it used to be Bashment Show and Thriller, so we used to go on their station, they used to go on ours, and you get me? And it popped off. But then obviously I'm now on Silk, I'm on Silk, but there's openings, cause as you said, you need your foot in the door. So this DJ can't do his show. Oh, he can't get cover. Oh, Mikey, can you cover that show? Yeah, man, Mikey's got garage tunes. Can you cover that show? Yeah, I'll cover that show. Kevin Medea, we can't make his show. Can you cover that show? And I'm doing cover shows. You know what I mean? And you're at a level now of where a DJ, if he's got something to do, can phone me. Oh, Mikey, can you cover my show? You get me? I'm covering shows, and then it just takes for an opening. Like, oh, this person's moved to London. He's doing stuff down there. There's an empty show down there. Do you want it? And that was my opening of the ladder, basically. You get me? And work the way up the ladder. So my first show was a bashment show, which I kept for years because I enjoyed that show.
Oh, you playing bashment?
No, it was called the bashment show, the drum and bass one with C Gummy, and it was called the bashment show.
Yeah.
But then I had my own show on a Sunday. It was 6 a.m. till 8 on a Sunday where I'm playing garage. But then I've moved up from 8 till 10 and 10 till 12. But no one was playing, so I said to C, can I do from 8 until 12? He was like, yeah. And that was how the Sunday Roll Show came along. Jaspino helped to do the show as well. We brought in Mr. Kid, and then it just become like a morning show where we're just playing tune, we're cussing each other, you know what I mean? We're bringing up new ideas, knob of the week, and it was just a show, a joke show to listen to, because I used to record it and listen back, and I'm sitting at home like, I'm laughing because it's funny, you get me? And obviously from there, because we was at a level now, so he's like, yeah, do you want a show here, you get me? And it's when I'm starting to shop for garage. That's when I've heard grime.
Okay.
So I'm shopping now. I'm still buying Berryman. I'm still buying drum and bass.
But let me. So you've heard grime, but because this is Mikey, like, so what? First of all, what year is this around?
All right. 1990, 2000, early.
All right.
Bear in mind. Remember, grime was about. Remember, it was rubber stamped as grime in 2003.
Go on.
What's been about before that, but it had no name.
So this is where I'm going now. This is what I'm trying to say to you. So, because for me personally, yeah, it's weird. For me, I don't say Birmingham invented grime, you know, but what I'm trying. No, I know we never. But what I'm trying to say, what I will say though is, you see the MCs down here.
Yeah.
We're already spitting at a grime tempo and that.
Yes, on garage.
On garage.
But remember.
But there was no beats though, like to fuse it to make it actual drum.
There was no full instrumental tunes then. They were spitting on tunes, the intro where and all that,
and the vocals on there.
Or where it had
a breakdown in the middle where you could spit. I remember, man. I used to go to the raves.
So that tune like it's a pleasure to you get me that tune, and then the little beat comes in, boom, 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 and that's what, and then
like, oh, giddy,
and that's where man are coming in. You get me? Where there's instrumentals. Now, I have to give props to Nitrate.
Yes,
because Nitrate has seen that.
Yeah.
And he, I don't know what he was thinking, but in his head, he's probably thinking, you know what, that would be better without that vocal in it.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my own tune for MCs to spit on.
Yeah.
You get me? But let's just tie this up. Birmingham didn't invent grime.
Yeah, all right.
The MCs were spitting.
That's the point I'm making.
Garage.
Yeah.
So
at that tempo though. Yeah.
When you had tunes like So Solid, that were doing their thing, and they released the instrumental versions.
Yeah, like Dilemma, for instance, and Sentimental.
Yeah, that was like a godsend to MCs up here.
Yeah, it was.
You get me? Well, let me go back to Nitrate, because this is going before that. Because Nitrate's Rocky tune that he made had come out before that. That was in the era of still straight vocal garage.
And it was, you know. Yeah,
so before these DJ Zinks and Dilemma and that come out, Nitrate made the tune Rocky. And it had his MCs on it, Savage, Curious. But obviously Nitrate, he built that tune and that was just for him. But he also played the instrumental, and only Nitrate had that instrumental. Okay. You're not letting that off to nobody. Yeah. You get me? Nitrate knew, he knew that's what we need. That's what we need. We need songs like this, but without the vocals in it. Okay. So then the MCs can do their thing. Okay. Because if you remember and you listen back to some of the sets of Power Hill, for instance, they used to spit over the vocals sometimes. Had no choice because the instrumental wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Pull the finger and one and two little ones.
Yeah, one and two little ones.
But really, it was dead.
So when you had things like Dilemma and that come out, and the DJ Zinks and stuff like that.
You know, for me personally, what fully changed it for me was Pulse X, bro.
Yeah.
You see when Pulse X left, to me personally, that is when I knew all right then, cool.
That's Grease.
I'm Mike, man. Yeah. I looked at Triller and said, listen, we're jumping. Yeah, this is what we're doing, yeah?
Yeah.
Because that year was just mad when that come out.
Grease.
You could have spit for your life forever.
Pulse X was what we needed up here.
It changed everything up here.
Had that come out years ago.
I don't know about London, I'm saying it's in Birmingham. That changed everything. That was great, bro. That changed everything.
But it's probably the same in London as well.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot more.
But they were probably doing it before. Now I'm saying they were probably doing it before. I'm saying we were probably a bit late, but I'm saying when we heard Post X, they probably all heard it before. When we heard it though, that's what changed everything up here. For us, it changed everything for all the spitters. Yeah, but bong and all that. Bong being different names, you get me? Bro, all that, bro, you mean I had man coming up to me telling me that they made the tune and I'm believing them. I'm saying, it's mad.
Listen. Grime was classed as loads of things up here when it didn't have a name.
You
get me?
Bro.
So it was given the name in 2003.
Yeah.
But it's been about before that, but it had no name.
Had no name, man.
You get me? It had no, some man were calling it B-Line, some man were calling it Grease, calling it Urban, calling it Darkness. You get me? Like there was beer names for it up here. I'm only talking from up here. Yeah. You get me?
Man was still calling it Garage as well, though.
Yeah, man was still calling it Garage. You get me? But when Pulse X hit, bro, different stuff, bro. Now everybody's in there. Now people who wanted to be an MC had the tools.
So do it now, bro.
All they needed up here was the instrumentals.
You play the one tune, you have it on loop. You just go through it again and again. The tune's mad. You can just go through it, bro. It's mad. It was mad. That's what got me started anyway. It was crazy, bro.
Yeah, seriously.
All right then. So you're doing your thing. You're on radio, so you're doing a Just Pino set now. So when's it turn into the Big Mikey Show now? Cause what MCs did you, when it was the Big Mikey, what MCs did you used to have on your show like regular?
You know what? I had different MCs. I was never connected to a crew.
Yeah.
Never connected to a crew, but I was associated with a lot of crew. Yeah. So I was associated with N.L.B.
Yeah.
You know
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to all that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I was associated with Midlands Mafia, but I was never part of it. I was just associated it, and the reason why I kept it like that is I didn't want to connect myself to a crew.
Yeah.
You get me? I wanted to just do my thing.
I wanted to do my
thing. So if my set was free as an individual DJ, remember, hence the reason now I started to cut dubs. Yeah. Because in my head in my head is I don't want to rely on MCs.
Okay.
You get me? So if I've got dub plates with these MCs on, I don't have to rely on anybody. I could do a whole show on my own and still have MCs on there.
Yeah.
You get me? And I just tried not to connect myself to any crew. Like be a part of, but I was there, I was available. Can you DJ for me? Can you, you know what I mean? Total can't turn up. Can you do a set? Oh yeah, you know what I mean? You can go back to back with this. So the Big Mikey Show was Saturday, 10 till 12,
bro.
Come on. That was the show.
You don't know that. If you don't know that,
that was the show.
You gone crazy.
But then what happened was I'm getting bookings and I'm playing out a lot on Saturdays.
A lot.
So, you know what I mean? Like. I couldn't do the show, but I needed to do the show. I needed to have the Big Mikey Show, and the management moved it to 10 till 12 on a Sunday.
Sunday now, you remember?
Because you don't really do bookings on a Sunday.
So Mikey, see how you're saying, because this is what I was getting on to next, because so you started to do bookings, yeah. So is this how you got embedded in the London scene? Let me show you why, Mikey. I say this to you because at the time, when you was getting like certain dubs and a certain man coming down from London and jumping on your sets, bro, it was hard, bro. Like they wasn't accepting us like it was hard for a Brum man or a Brum DJ MC to go up there or for them to come down here and do work. It wasn't seen to be on their level, bro. You know what I'm saying to you? But you somehow, blood, seemed to crack that whole thing, bro. Because
there was no connecting bridge there. It wasn't that. Now
I don't think people understand how major it was, you know.
Hear what I'm saying now, because I'm going to have to give the realist.
Yeah.
The realist was, and I'm being so real that you have to understand, in Brum, we're doing it for fun at that time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
London, that's their thing, bro.
It's their business for them
That's
now.
their business.
Yeah, yeah.
You get me? So I'm not saying we wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
We was good enough, but it wasn't packaged
Don't
properly.
work like that, bro. When someone's doing something as a business, bro, and you're just doing, bro, it's not that you're not on the level. It's that, bro, we're doing this like this here.
Yeah.
Like,
And this is what I'm saying. There was no, you know what I mean? Like, man's them down here didn't know anybody where they can pick up the phone and say, yo, let me come up there, because I'm telling you this. Once the link was there, which was me, you seen what happened from there. They flooded up there. They always wanted to come up, bruv. You get me? But you have to understand this. This is our downfall as Brummies, bro. We're too real, bro. We're too real. And that has been, as Brummies, our downfall. Yeah. We're too real.
Kills us off.
You get me? So what I'm saying is to the younger generation, yes, be real, but you see, when you're dealing with man who are taking this thing serious,
but Mikey,
you need to have a business
sometimes
head on you or
is it even being real though? Because you know why I say that, Mikey, and I'll say that even about myself, because I've did it, and I think back to myself, some of the decisions that man have made for being real, like, you're not even being real, you've been an idiot, because really and truly, you know what I'm saying, business has got nothing to do with the streets, nothing with your image, nothing, bro, it's all about logistics and to move forward and, you know, to make profit, and so, really and truly, bro, if man are getting business opportunities, or you can see, if you know you're talented and you're good enough, and that you can see a gap way through the door and you know it's over there, really and truly, you're meant to put on your business suit and hat, going over there and acting accordingly.
That was the problem. Yeah, when the opportunities were there, we wasn't putting on our business suit and hat. We're bowling up in tracksuit and trainers and 50 man.
It's true, man. It's true.
You get me?
I did it myself, so I can't even. We've did this, so you're right. I've done it, man.
And this is what I'm saying. Like, you get me? Like, you have a business opportunity and you're going up there with tracksuit trainers and you're 50 man.
It's true, man.
So instantly from there, yes, you're talented, but I can't deal with you. You're a bad man.
Yeah. We're not here for this. We're here for business.
Yeah,
we're not here for badness.
And this is what I'm saying, that
it's true, man.
When certain opportunities arise, man should have gone and done, like, all right, let me give you an example. Yeah. You know me, Nado. When I used to roll to the dance, man, I roll in 10 cars.
Nah, come on, bro. Proper thing. Oh, joke.
Bro, you know when I got the most bookings? When I started to roll in the dance on my own or with one man.
Yes.
Because they're booking Mikey and they're thinking, shit, I've got to let 50 man in.
Yeah.
You get me? 50 man who, more time, I'm not going to pay.
I can't control.
You can't control them. So it's nothing to do with, I don't want him in the dance. It's no, I want him in the dance, but I don't want the 50 man and the bally's in the dance. You get me? And this is what I'm saying about too real. When man had certain bookings, big bookings, man should have just gone with a one man and gone down there. You get me? Because if you're a baller, you'll meet me down there and pay on the door. Because it's only when I got to a certain age, I'm realising, it's embarrassing, bruv. You come in there with 50 man and you want them all to get in free. It's embarrassing, bro.
You know what it's like? Let me tell you what it's like. It's like, you know, when you go out for a meal, and there's 10 people around the table, and then the bill comes, and everyone's like, well, I paid £53.73.
It's long.
What are you doing?
But you know, when I got to a certain level, it was one of them where, man, yo, can you get me in? Like, yo, bruv, you're a baller, bruv. Yeah. Yo, you better, I'll link you down there. Like, you got 10 man, make sure you got 10 man that I got your money out and don't embarrass me.
Yep.
You get me?
Big man stuff.
So, let me get back to what we were saying about, because come on, we all had, because we're up here and we're trying to get in down there and we can't get in.
It made us a bit resentful too, so now
we're always thinking that, man are gatekeeping, but it's not that man are gatekeeping. Let's, you've got your podcast now. Yeah. You're probably gonna have beer man that are saying, can I come on?
But not everyone
but not everybody can come on.
Like that. Yeah.
You get me? But not everybody can come on. But it's the same thing. London's a big place, bro.
Yeah.
Before we got down there's already a massive queue.
It's massive.
You get me? There was a massive queue, and I'm telling you, like, this is after years of reflection. Oh my God, I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
Yeah, Mike. I'm the same, man.
We went wrong where we went, like, this podcast should have been out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
Man should have been up here, seeing what was going on down there and building foundations up here. And then we've got something to bring to the table. Don't get me wrong, we did, because as we said, once the link was there, so you've got me that's coming down here, going to buy records, and obviously, I'm from a sound man era. You get me? I'm from a sound man era. My cousins, them, had young generation. Now generation is my uncle's sound.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm seeing,
Peter and them,
yeah. Mostly Peter, that's my uncle.
that's my
Even
people,
my mum and Peter are brother and sister.
Bossy, I know.
You get me? But then you've got my cousins, Minnie, Cooper. You get me? You got the associates, Barry. You get me? Ian Honeygan, who had the sound.
We got Emerald, man.
Yeah, had the sound. I'm watching them hollering the artists and going down and meeting them and cutting the dubs. And I'm like, raw. I'm like, yo, nah, get the dub to say our name. You get me? I want people to know that, like, this is a dub. Like, this is. You get me? We don't want it to sound like the 45 or the one you want people to listen to it and hear the name. So when I'm linking these artists, I'm saying exactly the same thing.
Because when you're going down rhythm division.
Yes.
Did you work there for a bit?
Nah, I was just
go there.
Yeah, I'm just down there.
And buy your records and see the vibes.
When it's shop time, I'm going to London. I'm going with Snipes and Jaspino.
Because you know as well, they've got the exclusive press as well, ain't they, down there?
Yeah. When the tunes come to the record shop up here, we're about 2 or 3 weeks late.
Defo, 100%. I remember that. I do remember that. I remember man saying, yeah, that's why we used to go rhythm division still ourselves. Yeah.
And I'm listening to man on the radio saying, yeah, this is the first time this is being played, but hold on, I played it 2 weeks ago. Man are phoning in the show saying, nah, bro, I played that 2 weeks ago. But that was the thing about you, Mikey, what I say, bro, for me, why you always stood out to the other, like, you was just always like a, not disrespecting no one else, everyone was doing their thing, but you was just like a giant to everyone else, man, because it's like you had the exclusive press, bro. You had the tunes before. Like if Mikey plays it first, know. And there were certain tunes here, like I used to hear D-Double and them, man. Like when Grime fully kicked in, like kind of Nasty Crew sets. You know them little excuses like what Jammer's made and no one else has got it. Yeah,
but you've got it though.
I've got it, yeah. And you know why I've got it?
I see the mask.
You know
I'm listening, I'm saying, how the hell has Mikey got this intro? Cause remember, it was ups and room times, you know, so we want them rhythms as well.
Listen.
And you can't get them. Mikey's got them.
I am a very persistent guy.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing, remember, you know, I've got family in London. I'm in London all the time. I have family down there. It's not just music. I can go to London now and go to my auntie's house and go and sleep.
Deep in London,
you get me? I've got more family in London than I have in Birmingham.
Didn't your brother go to live down there for years?
He did. I
remember carrying it.
Yeah. So what I'm saying now is, I'm hearing a tune on radio, like raw. Yeah, Jammer made that. So now I've got to find who Jammer is. Like I know who he is. I've seen him on the DVD and that, but I don't know him. You get me? I don't know him, so I need to holler somebody who knows him, who knows him, who knows him. You get me? So it's Terror Danger that I knew.
Okay. That's a big figure to know.
Yeah, I knew Terror Danger. You get me? But remember my family from London, down there. Well, obviously, I know Terror Danger. You get me? Terror Danger's the one who like, oh yeah, that's Jammer. Obviously, to try and get his number long, you get me? So he has to ask him, or somebody who asks him, you get me? And all it is was just building that bridge. Because they want to come, but they don't know nobody up here. As far as what they're hearing up
and
here,
it's very intimidating. It's intimidating. To this day, they're like that, you know.
Yeah, but Birmingham wasn't safe at them times. Birmingham was not safe, bro.
Still not now, what go on?
Yeah, it's not now, but at them times, bro.
It was mad.
You get me? It was like a
bare people are stripped, so solid been stripped. Enough people been stripped down here. Not no disrespect to no one, but a lot of things have happened to a lot of. Remember even the Maxwell DV. There's a lot of things have happened to people, bro. Like them when they come down there, you
know what I mean? So they always wanted to come, but. What was first? Your safety, innit?
Your safety, bro.
You get me? Your safety. But when I'm showing man like, yo, come man, we'll go to the radio's cranked off. Remember, it's radio, it's not legal, it's pirate radio, so we're hiding as well. We don't want no one to know where the studio is unless you're a musician. So I'm explaining this to them like, yo, it's safe because, you get me? No one knows where the studio is. We're hiding from DTI, we're hiding this, so we don't want everyone and when you can explain it to the man them like, yeah, okay, then they're hiding as well, it's safe. You get me? You can't come up with no one unless they're actually spitting, you get me, or the DJing. And obviously being in London and cutting dubs and hollering, so certain man was accessible, you get me? Certain man like you know, like Target, You know what I mean? Like, the man left their numbers on test presses and stuff like that, and I'm phoning numbers. You get me, and making them know like, yo, I'm this person. And some people knew me, like, yeah, I know who you are. Rare. Man, like Nicky Black Market. You get me? When he had Black Market Records, sometimes I used to just go in there and just hang around, and you see this artist coming in and he's dropping off the test presses and that. You get me?
So that's how he's getting your dubs?
Yeah, because
Mikey had the... Yo!
Then man invited me because...
and Mike had the D-double specials, and he still got the... He has got the D-double. I'm talking the vintage... Yo, the money can't buy them ones there.
Yeah, I've got some vintage.
The silly ones, you got some silly crazy titches.
I've got some vintage stuff still.
Silly titches, you know, fam. Silly Dugsies, silly ones. Mash up your whole, where they've rearranged the whole bar, though. Not just put his name in there, you know.
Yeah.
They've made a whole new bar for this, like, it's Skepta ones, ain't that? Mikey, touch me. Nah, trust me, I swear that, car. Brother, trust me, bro, the way you was doing it, bro, and even still now, your collection, I couldn't even imagine, bro. But it's worth as well, like
and it's
everything, bro.
You have to understand, like
Dizzy Rascal, this man's done it all, bro. Like just
but Dizzy, what's
going on, man?
For that set that happened for Birmingham was legendary. I have to big up Wiley for that.
Yeah.
Because my link was Wiley.
Yeah, big up Wiley.
You get me? So when Wiley's saying, yo, I'm coming down with Dizzy, you get me? Lethal B as well. Remember, Morfire had their own radio show on Silk.
Yeah, they did on Silk. They did.
You get me?
They raw did.
And remember, you know, I'm obviously me and C are close. Me and C are close, and I'm saying to C, yo, Lethal and them like Firecam want a show, you know. You're gonna have to boot somebody off. Like, who's not performing? And that's how the competition on Silk became lethal.
Mad.
Because now you've got man from London that wanna come up.
There's enough Londoners coming on there.
Bro, everybody come up.
I remember you had man like Roland, the man would bring down. Look, I remember Roland.
Yeah, Roland
big
as
in
well.
London.
Yeah. You know what? I have
big up Roland.
And I have to big up Saheed as well.
Yeah. And GT as well.
And GT,
you see Continental, everyone's steppers. No.
Yeah.
You see GT and Ryder back at tell them,
just remember, GT was part of Heartless, you know.
If you don't know,
there.
what's the agency called? Code Red. What's the agency called?
I'm not sure, but
MLK.
No, it was something red. Remember the
No,
it was an agency. GT was a part of with Heartless. What made him a part of Heartless crew? It was a big agency. Everyone used to try to get on back in the day.
And that was how I got my link. That was how I got my link.
It's something red, bro. It's some old. Not about no.
I remember the agency.
Yeah,
that was how I was able to get the link with Heartless through GT. Because they used to come down.
GT's a pioneer, you know.
Yeah. Man need to understand.
They need to know about GT, you know.
And you see, GT's a sick MC. Let's not get
him and Ryder. You see both of them together, bro.
Yeah.
You can't forget Ryder as well.
Yeah, of course, man. Even now, even the three of them, Rizzler P, Ryder, and GT. But even now, you don't lose that sort of ability that these men have got.
I'm gonna take it further.
And you see the thing about now we're talking about GT. GT's always been a DJ as well. GT used to DJ on Silk.
Yeah, he did.
I forgot what his DJ name was, but he was
because what was mad with GT. Where his MC name was GT, and he had another name for it as a DJ.
For a DJ,
I never forget it, bro. Yeah.
And it was only when I was in the studio with him and he's hosting. And I'm like, right, it's the same person.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, how have I not met this DJ?
GT, if you're watching this, we need you up here as well. Yeah. GT's got a big story.
And Nitrate as well.
Yeah.
Nitrate as well. He was, as we said, he was a massive influence on me personally. Yeah. You get me? Because when I heard Nitrate with the Rocky dub.
Yeah. Now the Rocky dub was serious, man. And every MC wants to be on it, you get me?
Yeah. Nitrate was one of the first person that I physically seen cut the dub and play it on acetate. Now don't get me wrong, I've seen it with the sound man thing. We're talking about in this era now when I'm on radio.
Yeah, that's different.
Nitrate was the first person to put a piece of acetate down on the deck and I'm looking at it and it's just taking me back into my cousin and the sound man days, you get me? And that was like a sort of a turning point where I'm thinking to myself like, rah, you need to come different because at the moment you're just the same like every other DJ. Yeah. You get me? You're too much. You're mid-table. You get me? Right now, like you need to do something where you're now going to be the man sitting.
And the dub took it to the top tier, bro. It took it to the top tier.
The fact that I travelled to London, the fact that I've spent different money. Cause when I'm going down there, I'm telling these shop man, yo, listen, here's £50. I'm coming back down in 2 weeks. Like, yo, anything exclusive, I've already paid for it.
Yeah.
You get me? I'm doing stuff that man ain't
Like
doing.
you see Mikey. Mikey don't play around, you know. Mikey's a practical man. You see Mikey say, yo, that's there.
Yeah, there
that's
it is.
it.
There it is.
It's not on all that. You know, trust you, them old school hustlers. You know?
Yeah, I'm giving you £50, but you're not closing your shop and running off with £50. And you're not letting me come in 2 weeks' time. And you haven't got profit for me because you got music coming in every day. I can't come down here every day.
Yeah,
you
so
get
I
me?
need to make sure
So
that I'm
here's
packing myself.
Here's £50, and as we said, £50 back then. You get me?
And also, you know what else? They're remembering you like that now too. So you're staying in their brain because they're also little gatekeepers themselves within there. You get me? Come on.
Yeah, and hanging around them record shops and even like going to music house and getting you know, certain exclusives cut on dope. This is how you're seeing the artists now.
They're doing the same thing.
This is how you're seeing the artists and you're seeing the man them and now you get me. Yeah, we've got a radio station up here and when I'm telling you that, you have to understand it was a business to these men. So these men need to get their music out there. We need to build our fan base in Birmingham. And they come. Right. You get me? But as you said, once there was a point of contact there, you seen what happened.
Madness.
We had the whole
It's going on now.
Yeah, we had the whole of them
it's
coming
rippled
up.
down till now.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So all right then. So then now we get into like Devilman and N.L.B. I know you've done a lot of things with a lot of people, Miller's Mafia, but for me personally, bro, you see when Devilman and when you got behind Devilman and N.L.B. paused that was
mad,
bro, and it changed it. Why I say that as well because with this show, what we do with people who have changed the climate. That changed the climate. That changed the climate, bro. Mikey, I have to like. What was that? How did that come about? The whole NL. Because remember, you know, there's one thing I will say. N.L.B. I know you know, but there's one thing. Ace One always says it, and they always say, oxygen rooms. I showed Ace One about oxygen rooms, and Ace One then brought his little cousins to me and said, "These are these," like, and then come on. He doesn't say shit, but I know before that because when they came to me and the oxygen rooms, they're already full going mad. I know they've had some practice before that.
Of course, yeah, because
show me. I know you're behind a lot of that, so show me what I go on.
I lived literally right in front. When I moved out of my mum's in Aston and went and lived on my own, it was across the road. You get me? So I've gone to Wheeler Street, them flats.
In Newtown.
The flats here, Martford Walk.
Yeah.
Deadly lived literally as you come out the flat, right at the back.
Yeah.
So they're hearing me on radio, but I already know Deadly can spit because sometimes he's got his garage open and the man just there spitting and you get me? Like, obviously I'm going radio and I'm hearing like, raw. The woman's sick, you know.
And the kids,
you get me? And they're kids.
Like 12 and that. Like.
They're youths. So obviously, like I knew his brother Jermaine.
Yes.
Not Deadly's brother. I knew Deadly's brother Ox.
Miles
lived close.
Okay.
His brother's Jermaine. You get me? I know, Jam 1, I know them. So get me, so obviously that's how I know Miles, know Deadly. You get me, obviously through their older brothers. But Deadly, mum lived right behind me. So I could hear them music coming from the garage and that. You get me? I lived in the flat, I've got my setup in my bedroom and that. You get me? So man said, you say, yo, come. You get me? Or they'll see me coming back from the shop, bag of records, 10 pence, You get me? Invite them up and that. And we used to do the sets in the bedroom and I've seen these man flush. I'm like, raw. Man, I'm sick. I couldn't get them on silk. You get me? I couldn't get them on silk because there was nowhere. So what I've had, my show's open. I can bring whoever I want on my show. So obviously, you get me? These man would come when they've got stuff doing. They'd come. If they had bookings and they didn't have somebody to DJ, they'd shout me. You get me? And man would just, man would come. A lot of the times we was booked at the same place.
Yes.
You get me?
I do remember that.
A lot of the time we was booked at the same place. So it sort of made
Bedford bookings and all that and the Milton Keynes and all. I remember.
We was booked at the same place on the same set, but they ain't told me. I've got a call from the promoter. Yeah, we're booking you with N.L.B. And a lot of people used to think I was part of it, but I wasn't. I was associated. You get me? And I was always there for whenever they needed, you get me? They needed something, you get me? Fiasco couldn't DJ for them. They know they could shout Mikey.
Yeah.
I bring them on the radio show, you get me?
Because we're speaking about this on Hitman's interview, and I've said this a lot of times. Like, I know that, like you know, like when my era came through hard and the CFC and all that. And remember, we started that the one extra thing when we was going like weekly and that. But I always say this: the first one extra sets I heard from Birmingham was when you brought the Deadly RD Hitman.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, blood? Like
that was on Cameo Show.
That set there is
Bro, mad.
that made me get angry. Like when I say angry in a good way. Like I'm hearing and I'm saying, nah, what's the bars on right now? What come man? What watching it? Come you're mad. You get me? Yeah. So I always say, you know, you trust me. The first one extra sets I ever heard was you went on there twice. You brought 2 slots of two times. I remember, man. I'll never forget it, man. And I always say, yo, it's them man what started that wave there. You know, you get me, man. Just carried it on. You get me. So, Grime Time.
Matt, you know, I've never spoke about Grime Time, you know.
Yeah, I know, but I was looking at a few of them earlier on. I was thinking, you know what, bro? These CDs were dirty, fam.
Greasy.
So explain to them what Grime Time was, Mikey.
You know what Grime Time was? It was just.
But it still is, because you still can get it and listen to it.
It was just me in my elements, just trying to just push out the music.
Yeah.
I just think like we lacked Birmingham stuff. Like when I went out of Birmingham or go down, I want stuff to be able to this is what man are selling, this is what you get me.
So basically,
it was a hustle.
You were compiling everyone's tunes and stuff and sets or whatever, and then into one body of work.
Yeah.
And then distributing it basically.
And distributing it.
Birmingham artists, obviously where you're from, and London as well. You mixed up, didn't you? You even made man feature with certain man. You're like, I get it, man.
Yeah. And it was sort of the same thing that GT was doing with Too Cold for the Road.
Too Cold for the Road, because we can't forget that as well.
You get me? It was the same thing. It was just having something.
You know what? Big up Too Cold for the Road, man.
Trust me.
That done a lot for us.
That did a lot.
That did a lot for us.
And it was a chance. Like, I'm gonna compile this. So everything that I was doing and my thought process was, it's into that project.
Yeah.
You get me? And then once it was compiled and I'm sitting in my yard, the original, I'm like, raw. Look, I've actually just made this. You know what I mean? Sat in my bedroom, mixed the whole CD, invited this man to come down. This man, Grime Time 2, D-double drove from London. We did that set in my bedroom.
Grime Time volume.
We did that set in my bedroom. You get me? And I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? It was no idiot thing. It was just a phone call. Like, I'm doing
it's getting wild. Yeah.
You get me? Yeah. And he come down, drove down on his own, and we did the set in the bedroom.
Yeah. Sick, man. Sick. So, Big City Radio and the rebirth of grime, because as you know, not even the rebirth, because we were still doing it, but as you know, everyone was a bit poppy and that. No wrong with it. I reckon that era there made the game how it is now, where everyone's getting a lot of money. It's good. Everyone learned from labels and learned what not to do and stuff. But obviously, we carried on. And I always like to say that us in the Midlands here, I'm very proud of saying this, because I've seen Big Nas say it on the Charlie Slough, that we brought it back. We kept it going and we brought it back so much though that even the old school guys who went pop, they came back. You get me? And
we injected some life into it.
Life back into it. We did, man. We did. And Big City Radio.
Big City Radio, yeah. I didn't move from Silk to Big City Radio. Let's just get this right.
Yeah.
Big City Radio was Silk.
Yeah.
What was it called first? Because
it was called Big City Radio.
It was called something radio. Big City. It was. Big City Radio was a collaboration of One Station and Silk City. Hence the word. It was called Big City Radio.
Yeah.
So the city come from Silk City, and then the big come from
whatever. Yeah.
And that was Big City Radio. It was the 2 radio stations coming together putting the money together, the ideas
I know
together.
what, it was only right anyway because it was legitimate radio.
Yeah.
So you get your PRS and all that.
Yeah, and it was in Star City.
In Star City, and it was in a decent studio, so the settings was nice, so really it made sense anyway.
You know what I mean? And as we said, that was another golden era for us as well because man's in a legitimate station.
That's when you get man like CNN, man, they're coming through.
Man are getting
all
PRS.
right, chains
but
and all this.
even then, when C did the off track, you see how young he was in there.
He's a
Not seen how young he was in there.
So wait there. So you see his first interview. Was he your first interview on that when you've done your first? Listen, I'm sure C4 was your first interview. You know,
he might have.
You know when Big City first opened, it was C4.
Yeah, it was.
It was C4, bro.
Because I'm thinking back and think, Rob,
I'm telling you, I remember the night I was listening to it, sitting on my yard with my Ziggy. Because that's the first time I got on to see it. It was C4, bro. And then Triple B was the second one. And he brought all Screaming That with him in there. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Bro, my memory's mad, you know. I know. I remember C4 was the first man on there, bro. He opened the Big City radio show.
I think he did.
He did.
I did.
I'm telling you.
He did.
Trust me.
Now that I'm thinking back, he did.
I remember it, man.
But that Big City, that was just a whole
good though. I like that, you know.
Yeah,
when I look back on it,
because we had all the
that.
We had all the Who's the Boss stuff on there as well.
We're gonna get onto Who's the Boss next. So yeah, you know what? While we talk about it, yo, Who's the Boss? Because that was sick as well, bro. Even a man was saying today, yo, I was on my mum's road and the man was saying, I'm interviewing Mikey and I'm like, oh yeah, he's like, bro. One time, I remember I was watching it the other day. One time, Who's the Boss? He says, they're shaking the fence and Mikey flipped. He said, Mikey Yo! So Who's the Boss? So how did that come about, bro? Because that was serious, bro. I think that's still going now, isn't it? That's serious, man.
Yeah, it should have been, obviously, Webster come. Because I remember I bought Full Force. Full Force come on.
Yeah. That was Webster and all them, innit?
Yeah, Webster, Genos. Roots, I think Tansky was
and
there.
And there's that one and there goes, skrrr, what's his name? That one, is it Big Smash? Yeah, it's where he was part of it, innit? Yeah. Hey! He got big to the end, you know? Yeah. He got big in the end, bro.
Obviously, got the link with Webster and he come down with Full Force.
Yeah.
And he come to me with this idea, you get me? And it sounded good at first, but I wasn't on it. You get me? I wasn't on it, but Webster's really persistent, and I think it was his persistence that paid off. That got me thinking, like, raw, why does Webster want me so bad on there? Because he was saying, like, yeah, this is the idea I got. You're the only person that could do it. I'm thinking, well, nah, there's loads of people that can host it. It's like, nah, not like you. You get me? And I wasn't on it first, but obviously, it's coming on. You know what I mean? Obviously, Webster's helping bring artists on from Wolves as well. 'Cause obviously, I didn't know everybody in Wolves as well, but through Webster, I can bring on, you know what I mean, there were certain people. And he'd come down, you know what I mean, Full Force would, they're making sure that, you know, if they've got new tunes, they're sending me, they're coming down and they're doing sets, you get me? So there's rapping up there, you get me? And every time he come, he's coming with the idea. Well, at first it was just an idea, but I can actually now see it. You get me? I can understand where he's coming from. You get me? It was like, come on, like, let's be real. Lord of the Mics was the first head-to-head thingy.
That's where obviously they've got the idea from, but it wasn't. They never copied them. It was their whole.
Yeah, it was a whole different.
It was a whole different.
It was a whole different.
It was good.
So.
It was like EastEnders Coronation Street.
Yeah, so I started to buying into it, you get me? So we sit, you know, after we've done the show and that, I'm sitting in big, you know what I mean? Then I'll go and check Webster, cause now, like, we're getting close now, innit? Cause, you know what I mean? I'm feeling your energy and you're feeling mine, so I'm inviting you to my house and I'm coming to your house. And, you know, sometimes we're just chilling, like, not even on the music thing. We just go in there like the brethren thing, you get me? So we sat down and we formulated like, so we need a point system. It needs to be different. We need to find a winner there and then. You get me? Car man can start giving trophies and rare. You get me? So we've come up with the whole reloads and okay, every reload can be a point. That can work. You get me? But then we've, you know what I mean? Oh, how do we gauge a reload? And we say, look, let's just like when he's telling me the names that he's got, because when it comes to pairing up the clashes, Webster was the man, bro. He was the one.
He knew how to get the reaction, what would work.
He knew the two MCs that can go together.
Yes.
You get me? paired them
the
off.
best reaction.
And I said to Webster, you know what? You deal with that. I might pair them up wrong. You get me? My job is to host the thing and we'll pick the tunes. You get me? I'll talk to the artists who are going to use their tune and make sure that we've got, you get me, the rights and the certification to do it. You get me? The first clash was Brutes and Depsman. Yeah. That was the very first clash.
I'm just glad you said that. I was about to bring up Depsman, you know, because I know that's where he made his name go on.
Yeah. So, to be fair, Deps already had a name then.
He had a name, but trust me, bro. After that clash, mate, his thing was rocketing, mate.
Yeah. So,
R.I.P. Deps.
We had R.I.P. Deps. We had. The only thing we had for that clash was it's going to be a score system via reloads. We didn't have no sort of plan or anything then. So the clash went ahead, you get me? And it was mad. Mad. The energy in that.
Serious, man.
You get me? Then even when Webster done all the editing and that and the amount of cameramans that he had in there, I'm telling you, when I went there, I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting a packed out crowd with 4 or 5 cameramen there. You get me? And the whole, even the cage, like the cage thing was always Webster's baby. You get me? Because he's like, yeah, we don't want everybody right in front. We need a bit where the MCs have got their own space. And Webster come up with the cage and he was saying, I'm going to get
that
there.
That cage was the selling point, bro, was the focal point.
And I remember saying to Webster, where are you going to get a cage from that's going to feel this? Like, nah, don't worry, I'll get one. And every venue we went, Webster was able to get this cage. You get me? It wasn't his cage that he had, you know. He just found one. You get me?
Webster's sick like that, my brother.
And then after the first one, that was it, innit? We just carried on. And I think got too big for DCs because DCs was small. There's too much people coming now. There's a bit where like he's had to close the door and people are waiting outside. There's too much people trying to get in. You get me? So we had to move venues. You get me? When you know what? At DC's, I think at first it was just a little change on the door.
Or it's like £3.
I think everyone can get in free, but there was just buying the drinks and that because Webster used to go and buy the drinks and that, and you know. It was working, but I'm telling you, man, it was hot in there. It was tight in there. And when he's talking about, when Webster was saying, yo, the Devilman and Killer Peting, I'm saying, yo, that's not going to work in here, bro. This is too small. Like,
remember that day as well. I was going to go there. Yeah.
You get me? Like, you need to move and find the next venue. Yeah. You get me? And then obviously the Grimmy and Psycho thing as well. Like that, I couldn't have that in DC. It's too small. You get me? Even the XP and Fire Dome one, like the amount of people I'm sure that was outside after that couldn't get in. You get me? And obviously the selling point was it's going to be on the DVD. You get me? You can buy the DVD and watch it. You know what I mean? But nah, man, big up Webster and Genos and you know, knowing Webster. When he's bored, he'll bring it back.
Webster's a man of many ideas.
Yeah, when he's bored, he'll bring it back.
So now we move on to the Logan clash.
Okay.
Because that was a legendary moment, man.
It was still.
You know, I was invested in that. I watched it back the
day. You actually was?
Eh?
You actually was invested in that?
I was flipping on jamming everything. I was watching the day. I'm going to the front and says, I'm saying, yeah, it's rigged. It's rigged. Change that point. Yeah, mad man. I hear don't flip. The Birmingham came out of me that day, mate. I tell you that, mate.
It did, man.
Yeah, man. The Logan clash, man, Mikey, man. What do you think? What do you think about that Logan clash? Do you reckon it was rigged or do you reckon? When you look back,
really?
Nah,
not
it was fair.
No, yeah, it was fair, man. You can't say it was. You can't say it was.
I'm asking you. I'm just asking.
It was a bit of controversy with the points and that. But it wasn't rigged. Yeah. You get me? I think where I went wrong there was I didn't stick to my initial game plan.
Okay.
So when I go back and I think the tunes that I had set out first, I should have went with that.
Okay.
I changed the game plan in the middle of the clash when I shouldn't, and that was the downfall. And I'm telling you this now, had I stuck with that game plan, it would have been...
Because you know why? And I believe you know why? Because at first, your momentum was like that.
Yeah. But then you know what it was? It was the whole points thing that started to annoy me.
Yeah.
You get me? But the fact that obviously Logan comes so calm as well, that was another thing that sort of half threw me off.
Logan, yeah, was on mind games that day, and he did it sick because what Logan did, yeah, what I remember Logan did. Logan tried to act like, he was like, I'm not having no Waldorf with your name or directed at you. I'm not, which he never, but he was acting like he's not, and he started just playing some little man dubs at the beginning, some little. And then I noticed, yeah, when we got to a certain point in the clash, yeah, but at the same time though, he had to, you know why? Because the pressure he was putting on, yeah, he didn't expect you to put on pressure as he did on. The pressure he was putting on, I'm telling you, he changed the game plan too. Yeah. I'm telling you, yeah, you made him have to divert and dig deep into there and get dubs he thought he would never have to get again, like powerful ones basically, you get me? Because it's Logan at the end of the day, he's been up there. He's been a gatekeeper for them, as well.
Yeah.
He's made a lot of them make a lot of money, you get me? We know Logan, you get me? So yeah, but yeah, it was good though.
Yeah, it
was sick, bro.
You know what I mean?
Legendary stuff.
And to be fair, like, let's be real, of all the DJs that was about in the country at that time, he didn't have to clash me.
Nah, yeah.
It was a load of other DJs that could clash, but you know why it had to be me?
Go on. I'm not gonna say. Go on.
Because, like, I'm, as you said, the Birmingham.
That's it.
The Birmingham legend.
It's simple.
You get me?
It's just that simple.
Yeah. So, fair.
It's honour, it's respect, bro.
So for me, who's from Birmingham at the top at the time, to go against Logan from London, who's at the top, made sense.
And what people need to understand is it's not like when he was at, I'm talking, this is really at the top.
That was the biggest clash there.
Yeah.
That is if that happened
game.
now, that would still be the biggest clash.
Peak of the game. You're right.
You get me? And as long as Logan and me are still both DJing, at some point that will happen again.
Yeah.
Because that is what everybody wants to see.
Yeah.
You get me? But I'm gonna realise, and Logan will realise that is. I've already had my hardest clash.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that straight. I don't think anybody else can beat me, bro.
Nah, they can't.
I'm being serious. Don't get me wrong. There's loads of contenders who can give a good clash.
Logan
I'm telling you
you have to remember that Logan Sama. He's different, bro.
Yeah.
It's
as far as I'm concerned, yeah, I've had my hardest clash.
Yeah, defo.
I've had my hardest clash.
You're not going to get in Grime. You're not going to get a bigger clash than Logan Sama. Bro.
Yeah, but that's Spiral's. Spiral's definitely up there. But what I'm saying is,
didn't Spiral? But you know what?
Spiral and Logan have clashed.
No, but wait there.
Yes, they have. They had one.
But wait there though. Did Spiral clash on the day you done your clash earlier on?
Yes, he did.
And he did. Listen to me, bro. I remember that Spiral battered everyone. It was him and like two other DJs.
There was Teddy, there was Jammer, there was Spiral.
And Spiral went on.
Yeah, the producer.
Bro, listen to me.
The producer.
No, but Spiral went on mad.
Spiral went in the producer.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, he was. He was, and his laptop.
Bro,
in his laptop.
I'll never forget it, bro. And he went on. He went on. Now that's when.
It's on YouTube.
You see Spiral Blood
right now.
You see Spiral Blood then. Obviously, I knew who Spiral was, but you see after that though, that made me know. Spiral's telling man to suck their mum, not like that.
Listen, man. Spiral's, listen.
What is it again?
Listen, Spiral. Listen to me. I've known Spiral for donkeys years, bro. Spiral is man them.
Yeah, definitely. I know that.
Spiral is man them.
But he came out in that clash, bro. He was going on wicked. Yo,
as I was saying,
he's going on match, see.
Spiral and Logan have clashed
after that. I
don't know if the footage is there, but I'm sure
man was there.
They've clashed, but what you know what I mean, like that clash there between me and Logan was what?
Spiral were in that clash, bro. It's Jammer, Rude Kid, Footsie and Teddy.
Bruv, I was there.
Nah, man.
That's not the bro.
When you click on it, Spiral's there, bro.
He was in there, bro. He was in the clash.
When you watch it later, you'll see.
His laptop
watch it later, you'll see him in there, man.
Down halfway through it.
You'll see him in there.
He was there, bro. I was there.
I don't. You know what it was as well?
Spiral was there.
He didn't. I don't even think Spiral was even involved at the beginning on the flyer. He was just there when man got there. He's on there. When you watch
He's
it,
on
you'll
there,
see him.
he's on there, man.
He's
I
going on
remember.
mad, bro. He's telling man to
But-
sus up there, mum. Everything.
But as I said, like that night there, that was just a night of peer legends in the same room,
Yeah, that was
on
mad.
the same stage.
That was
You
sick.
get me? But for me, that just certified my sort of legendary status.
Defo.
Cause not everybody can get up on the stage and be and be in a war with Logan.
No,
you
man.
get me? As a matter of fact, you need to be a top boy to be on that stage right now. And I was on that stage. You get me? So it doesn't matter now. If I hang up my decks now, I'm still a legend. Simple as, you get me? And that's not even me being big-headed.
Nah, man, it goes on
That's
history.
me having people from all over telling me for the amount of years that, yeah, you're a legend, and it's hit home now. You get me? 'Cause I'm listening to certain interviews. I was on Spaces listening to, I think it was Lethal B and Julia Denuga, and they was having like it was one of the best spaces I've been in. You get me? Because they're talking about the music and rah. And Lethal B mentioned me. He mentioned it. Even Julie mentioned me. And I'm like, rah. I didn't even know that she knew who I was. You get me?
They all know who you are. They have to, bro.
You get me? But as I said, I was in the spot. I got a mention there. You get me? And it's hitting home like raw.
You will do. Why you
Okay.
won't know is because you're humble. You just get on with the job. You just do what you need to do. So
Yeah.
You're not into all this. You just do what you're doing. So you're not gonna know, but they know, man. They know what's going on. You're crazy. They have to. They know. They
Yeah,
know.
man, and you know what I mean. It's as I said, that moment there, that clash there that I had with Logan was a massive turning point. And now, even though I lost, the Londoners are respecting me. You get me? Well, the respect was there, but yeah, the respect was there.
It weren't just a lose thing like that though. It was a respectful lose, bro. You went
It was a narrow
defeat,
narrow
bro. It weren't
loss.
just like that. It weren't a
You get
clean
me?
run. You get me? Yeah.
Nah, definitely weren't. You get me? Like, and I'll say it again. That there is Logan's hardest clash.
Yeah, of course it is.
That was his hardest clash,
it
and that's
was.
my
He was
hardest
sweating,
clash.
man, he was sweating.
You get me? But at the same time, that's the level that me and him are comfortable at. That level there. Like, if you're not on that level there, don't jump on the stage with us. You'll get shut down and sent home. You get me? The simple, because we've been, you know what I mean? When you've been collecting dubs, like, I'm not going to come out on, oh yes, I just got a dub. But I've got dubs sitting in my box that are 20 years old. I've never played. And I'm just waiting for somebody's head back to come and catch the corn. You get me? I can't push out, like, any dub you hear me play on a set. I've played it in a clash or somewhere else.
yeah.
I'm still sitting on a whole load of dubs I've never played, waiting for a head back.
I believe it,
You get me?
I believe it.
And I just saw it go. And then obviously I learnt a lot from that clash there. And then we had the next clash after.
Yeah.
You get
You
me?
sit up with him.
And you seen how that went, and that was
You went
me
on your
reflecting.
level, yeah. Not just
Now I say no.
You bothered him.
No. I'm saying.
Yeah, but you
listen,
bothered him though. Now, Mikey,
Nah,
I know what
Mex-
you're saying, but you bothered him.
You hear what I'm saying? Mex is level still. You
I'm
get
not
me?
saying
But
he's not. I know who he is. I'm just saying though, he got bodied that day. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm telling you, anyone who stepped on that stage that day was dead.
Yeah.
Anybody who stepped on that stage on that day was
I
dead.
see.
You have to understand, listen, bro, I planned for this. I reflected on everything. You get me? I'm not gonna come on here and reveal my clash game plans, but let me tell you this. For any situation that happened in that clash on that day, I had an answer for it.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I was not losing a clash that day,
it's
bro.
finished.
On that day, it didn't matter who was in front of me, that would have been a body.
Yeah.
The moment I left my house, I knew I'm bodying something. I'm telling you this, because I had planned for it for so long and spent, you get me, I knew after clashing Logan,
innit?
there's
Yeah.
more to come.
Yeah.
Can we set the bar? You
Nah,
get
he
me?
did. Everyone went on DJ and producer class after that now, it's true.
But what it is now is, man, I've seen the levels that we're coming with, and man, just understand that, like, raw, that is top tier.
it was
Like, you get me? Can you even get a Ninja Man dub now? Can you even get a Vibes Cartel dub now? Can you get an Eskimo? Can you get a Escobar dub now? Can you get a Skepta dub now? Like, no. You get me? It's. You get me? But what I want to see more DJ clashes. I think they're more entertaining than the MC
But you know what it
clashes.
is though with the DJs now? DJs are kind of fell back, man. When I mean DJs are fell back, yeah, I was thinking about the other day, apart from like the DJs, what you do, you like the all round, what you do, like you city centre town and all that, and do the They play every genre, bro. You see your genre DJs are gone, bro. I can't see no genre DJs no more like that. Your grime DJ, hip hop. Everyone plays everything, bro. They play what's popular.
I'm not on that, bro. If you find me a video showing me playing different genres.
Yeah.
I'm not that. That's not me. That's not me.
And Mike's not on that still.
I'm not on that.
The DJ things change.
Don't. If you're not booking me for grime, don't book me. Yeah. Simple as. I'm not playing anything else. Get it, bro. I love garage and I love drum and bass, but you've got garage DJs doing it now. You've got drum and bass DJs doing it now. They don't need me. You get me? Like I'm grime. You get me?
I hear you, man.
So if you're not booking me for grime, like just
leave it.
Leave it. I'm not doing no multi-genre thing. I am a grime DJ, and that is it. You get me? Simple.
So you see, like, what do you think about the game now, Mikey? Like the whole internet age. What do you think about grime as in the States as a whole now, right now?
It's definitely a niche thing now, isn't it? It's like drum and bass where it's got its own market, it's got its own fan base, and you know what I mean? Like, people are still making money from it. Okay, it's not at the forefront like drill is now.
Even
you get me? But and even then, you get me?
Coming back now, drill's kind of.
Yeah. The thing about with grime, you have to understand this. Like, you look at the artists that we've got, they can just turn around and go in studio, and before you know it, grime back on the forefront. That's what grime's got in the locker. You get me? Which a lot of other genres ain't got that. Because if you get to say I'm dropping an album, skip to say I'm dropping a grime album, JME drops one, Wiley drops one, and then you've got like C4 drops one, yourself, Triller. All of a sudden, grime's back on the forefront. You get me? That's only a handful of names, and this is what I'm saying. Like, grime have got this. They've got this gear. You get me? This is what I understand. Every few years, grime's dead.
Bro.
Every few years, but then Cozzy will drop something, Teddy will drop something, you get me, Capo will drop something, and all of a sudden it's back on the forefront. And that's only 3 or 4 or 5 man, and this is what I'm saying, like, I don't think grime's in a state, bruv. Man are just like, they've got a life. When they're ready to jump in the studio, when they turn the switch and say, yo, come, we're putting it into second gear.
Because grime's never been about that, money and getting, like, I'm not saying you can't make money off grime, because you can, but I'm just saying it's never been like that, like, like, grime has always been that thing where you can just be yourself, bro. You can wear your tracksuit, wear your trainers, you got it's the raw element and it grassroots level. Man, mic, decks, spit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not there's no fanciness to grime, bro. It's never been like that, like flamboyant. You have to dress up in your videos and bro.
I'm just saying,
it's real.
Right now, grime ain't dead. Grime can't dead.
I don't think,
if the MCs don't MC, or there's not another radio show or a grime producer don't produce nothing now, our genre's still going strong for the next 20 odd years. You get me? Because we've got history. No disrespect to any other genres, but certain genres ain't got no history.
Certain genres wouldn't exist especially some of the latest ones, like your drills and that, if man never did a grime thing.
I've never seen a drill wax record. You get me? Like, I've never seen a drill DVD. Don't get me wrong, I'm not dissing drill, I actually like it.
It's for the youth,
I actually like it.
Got some good songs in there.
I do like it.
One thing I will say, if we're positive, it's made them a lot of money. A lot of youths who have nothing. It's took them out of the hood and made them change their families' lives and that. So that's the positive side to it.
I like drill, but I don't think you can compare drill with grime. I think that's a mismatch.
It's a mismatch, isn't it?
You're gonna compare grime with something. Compare it more with garage or with drum and bass. You can't compare it with drill.
You can't.
No disrespect, but the genre's not got enough foundations to be talking about you competing with grime. Nah, grime will compete with garage. There's foundations there, like, you get me. As I said, if there's not even another grime tune produced, we've still got 20 odd years worth of grime to still listen to. You get me? So as I said, man, you get me? When the artists are ready to do their thing, they'll do it. You get me? You've seen how it happens before. If the whole scene gets vexed and they jump in the studio, it only takes 1 or 2 people to send for somebody, and then you get 150 wardrobes in one day, like what we had how many years ago?
Yeah.
You get me? And only Grime has got that sort of flicking the switch.
Yeah,
You
true,
get
man,
me?
true. Come back. You can just pop up anytime. It's true.
You get me? So you remember when there was over 100 wardrobes in one day? You tell me which genre has ever done that in the history of music. I don't even think that's happened in bashment or dancehall where this whole sending dub thing come from.
Right.
It was over 100 and odd dubs in one day, in 24 hours, bruv.
Yeah, it's mad. It's madness.
You get me right now? I ain't seen anything topping that.
It's madness.
Where you got like one man sending for everybody. Like it's all coming out. You get me? Everyone's the man don't give a fuck, even if they're brethren, they're sending for man. You get me?
That's madness.
And it's all love.
Yeah.
It's all love.
Nah,
It's all love, man. Listen, man, listen. Don't worry about grime. We don't have to handle the grime artists and that, and anyone who's in it. We don't owe nobody no explanation.
Yeah.
You get me? Man can say Grime's dead. Yeah, you got through and say Grime's dead. We've been here. We've set foundations. We don't owe nobody no. We don't have to prove nothing to nobody no more.
We never got
You
took
get
over
me?
by the mainstream market. We
get
never
me?
got to. It is what it is.
It is what it is,
innit?
innit? Yeah,
it's
it will
true,
still be here. It will still be here.
True,
You get me?
True. So, as we come to a close, what's the future for Mikey? What are you still DJing? Are you still? You always DJ, ain't it, Mikes?
Yeah, I'll always DJ. Obviously, I'm building a lot of tunes behind the scene, so the laptop's got enough stuff that needs finishing. I'm gonna be totally honest. When you say like, what's the future for Mikey? You know what? Really, the future needs to be is retirement, bruv.
Yeah.
I swear down. No, that
I
needs to be.
think that you find it hard to stop, innit?
I do, but I'm going to be totally honest, like that is what I'm thinking about. And I'm not thinking about it because, you know what I mean, like, oh, nothing's happening or where. I've been thinking about retirement for ages, bro, but there's no one on radio up here. There's nobody sort of like,
I know.
to pass the baton to, which is hence the reason why now I'm going back on radio. You get me? I'm going back onto radio. So I'm going to be on Birmingham Sound Radio 8 till 10 every Sunday, and that's starting in a couple of weeks. You get me? So then, I need somebody that I can pass the baton to, so I can do what retired people do, like cut the grass and walk the dog. That's what I want to do right now. You get me? But I don't want to just retire and just leave it empty.
The game
You get me? Let me just let me just pass the baton to somebody, and then I can just hang it up. Because I'm at that age now. Like I'm at that age of where, you get me? Yes, I love music and rare, but I think it's time now. Like, I know people don't put an age on retirement, but like my next birthday, bro, I'm 50. I feel that that's a good age to just retire. I'll still build tunes.
Of course, man. You can play the instruments in the background, but you don't listen to the
Yeah, but you get me, like, to be on radio every week, to be driving up and down the country DJing and that. I don't know, man. I don't know if the physical body can still handle that. You get me?
Real talk, man.
You get me? Don't get me wrong. You'll still see me in dances and that. You get me? I might still do the odd booking here and there, but that's. You get me, yeah? You know what I mean? Like, I do actually want to retire. I do. But I don't just want to just leave the empty spot. I'd rather, you get me? I'd rather spend the next couple of years like just training somebody up, or you get me, and just let's go through.
You do that then? Like, why don't you like have not a DJ school, but you know what I'm saying, like set up something and then just train up a few DJs then, like even girls, like, you know what I'm saying?
Could do. And that's where something like C could come in. You get me? It could do, but yeah, I'll still be here. You know what I mean? Man will still be here, bruv. Man will still be here. There's still a couple more wars that man want to see. You get me? So I don't want to retire without licking off a couple more headbacks. You get me? So yeah, I do want to have a few more battles. You get me? I want to be able to I want to play some of the dubs that I've never played. You get me? Man wanna entertain the people, and you know what I mean, being some sticky. You get me? I like being under pressure. I like being in sticky situations. You get me? Especially like when you're on stage, and I just wanna do that and then retire. You get me? Just retire neatly and gracefully.
Trust me, man. Yeah, man. So yeah, people, them. It's been a big interview, man. I like this, man. It's proper.
You know what? You might have to chop it up and do a part 1, part 2. Because sometimes I find if you put like a 2-hour interview up, like the attention span people can't.
You see, this is the reasoning they watch this, and also if we want to do a part 2, we'll just do a part 2.
Yeah, because there's still loads that we've missed.
Brother, we can do all of that. But you know what? Yeah, obviously, when I started this thing, I've been asking people to send their little clothing brands and that, so I can big it up. Not little, but you know what I mean. Send their clothing brands so I can big them up. Today, I'm wearing Life's a Trap. This is from Caliber. He was one of our guests already. He was on the stage, he sent down a care package, he wants to look at promo, so Life's a Trap t-shirt's nice though, I can't even lie, look subtle. You know what I mean? Subtle, you know what I'm saying? So you can just wear, I see he's got the muscles like look good on him, the cuts and that, yeah. So yeah, Life's a Trap, yeah, you can get him on Instagram, follow the page, you can buy the merch off there, you get me? He's got lots of different clothing on there, you know what I mean? Life's a Trap, man, you get me? Go get that, you get me? Before we close as well, we just want to give our condolences to BOMMA and his family.
Rest in peace, BOMMA.
Rest in peace, BOMMA, my brethren, man. Trust me. Life ain't gonna be the same without you, bro. But we'll keep moving. We're gonna keep your name alive. You get what I'm saying to you? So yeah. And on that note, this is the Reasoning Podcast. This is DJ Big Mikey. I'm your host, Rasnado. C4 behind the camera, and we're out.
This is the reasoning, come have a reason. This is the reasoning, let's have a reason. This is the reasoning, come have a reason. This is the reasoning, let's have a reason.